In this lesson, we are going to be looking at some of the ways you can practice financial discipline. What are some of the ways you can practice financial discipline? Let's first of all look at the definition of financial discipline. Financial discipline refers to how well you are able to conform your spending and saving to the plan that you have set to achieve your monetary goals. How well you are able to conform your spending and saving to the plan. You see, to the plan. You must have a plan. To the plan that you have set to achieve your monetary goals. So quickly, let us look at some of the ways you can practice financial discipline. 1. Have a good record keeping and financial reporting system. Every account must balance. Every account must balance. Don't run your business without keeping proper records. This is how you know if you are financially disciplined. You must keep proper records whenever you spend money. And many mistakes that are made in business is that we spend the business money on private to do our private for things that are not related to the business. Let me put it that way. You know, I used to work with someone who get requests from different people asking him for help, this kind of help, that kind of help, and sometimes he buys things, out of impulse. And when he checks his personal account and there's no money there, he just spends from the company's money, and proper records are not kept. So at the end of the month, this person finds himself under some kind of pressure, and he's always upset. Like, how come I don't have money? How come I don't have money? What did I spend my money on? And that's when you now have to start printing your statement. But guess what? The statement might not tell what you spent the money on. It just showed that you spent this amount of money. So you must be disciplined enough to write it down. When you get home, or as you send the money to whoever, you write it down and send it to your accountant. See, record this expense, or put this in your records. This was how we spend the money. So I owe the business. When you spend money from your business, even if you are the business owner, you spend it on items that are not related to your business. Let it be a loan that you have taken. Because remember the accounting principle, you have to separate the business entity from yourself and other businesses that you have. So have a good record keeping and financial reporting system. Okay. Whatever method you want to use, just make sure it is effective. Make sure it is effective. So number 2, use outsourcing agreements. You know, these outsourcing agreements force you to practice financial discipline, but through others. Don't keep the funds with yourself. Send somebody else to do the work, basically. Give them the money, let them have the money. You know, organizations that are probably more financially disciplined than you are, that practice more financial discipline than you are, let them have the money, let them have an agreement with them. Because it's an agreement and it's their business to manage the funds. It's not your business to manage the funds. You don't think, or sometimes you don't think it's your business to manage the funds, and so you misuse the fund. If you know you don't have that level of financial discipline, get into outsourcing agreements and share the risk or move the risk to somebody else. Have you noticed that when you want to send somebody else to go to the market for you, we are more comfortable when they write the items down than when they just go without having any list. Like, you finish telling them, enumerating the things you want, and they say, okay, ma, and they start leaving. They're like, no, come, write it down. I don't want you to miss out any item. So we understand this in principle, but sometimes we choose not to apply the principle. you know. So sometimes we actually write down the list to give to other people when we want to send them to get things for us. But when we are the ones going, we feel that, well, I don't need a list, I have it in my memory, and we end up buying the things that we don't need. So having a list is a good and effective financial management practice. Okay, so have a realistic financial plan. Have a realistic financial plan. Know exactly how much you want. Know exactly how much you want to use and how much you would have to spend and how much you can save. Be realistic so that you don't put yourself under too much pressure and end up falling into depression. Remember, you need to stay healthy and mentally sharp and fit to function well as an entrepreneur. So be careful how you set your plan. Let it be realistic. Now, you can also manage your finance by objective. I think this is a management principle. Uh, Management by objective. Manage your finance by objective, and it's very simple and direct. Plan, do, and review. It's a simple and straightforward process. 5. What policies? Conduct regular financial risk assessment, both internally and externally. For example, what policies have been changed that could make you lose money or make it hard for you to follow your plan? This is an external risk. If there's a government policy that has been changed, you have to you probably need to readjust your plan, but you wouldn't know if you did not do a risk assessment. So you must do your risk assessment. You also need to look internally and look for the risk. Take for example, if there's an employee who has made the company to lose money more than once in a month because of negligence, that staff has become an internal risk. If something is not done to stop it from reoccurring, this staff may lead you and your company into debt, into huge debts and losses. So you must conduct your financial risk assessment regularly.